I'm back again. That's great. I am feeling okay. I admit, allergies killing me. Hoping it's allergies. It's been one day, so we shall see how it develops. In the meantime, I still have my council cards in front of me. They've been sitting here for like 2 days, and I sometimes just let the cards ruminate. Sometimes it's like they gotta get extra potent or something. I don't know what it is. And I'm also gonna just like a little bit of my weed because it is a spiritual practice. When I don't smoke, I'm a lot more nervous on camera. Not to mention, more self-conscious about what I say. So I do use marijuana ritualistically and medicinally and recreationally. I think that's what makes it so goddamn amazing, isn't it? So I'm just gonna break some of this up, see if anybody wants to join me this evening. It's a weekday, and it seems like the time I have visitors is always so fucking random. So try to just be here any time of day. With that being said, let's roll an ad, shall we? Let's. Is that cool ASMR, you guys? Does that sound great? Tell me, do you know this sound? Ooh, do you know this sound? If you guessed, it's the sound of two thin styrofoam layers grinding together, you would be very wrong. If you guessed that it was bugs performing music using their little antennas, you would also be wrong. Because that weed, oops, that sound is, of course, the sound of weed being broken up. Yeah, check this out. You know what that is? Because if you said a pair of clippers to cut up my weed with, you'd be wrong. Okay, we get it. We get it, Hyon. Let's go. Hello. Sorry, big goofy hours, I guess. What's going on, buddies? We're starting with the Cosmic Deck of Cosmic Initiation. They've been sitting on my table for days on end. I won't shut up about it. I won't stop thinking about it. So we're going to see what they say. I've had my healing bells on top of them as well as my new ice cream pendant / pendulum. If you guys want, we can do some pendulum questions tonight with my new necklace. I picked out the cage and my niece picked out the stone to put in it. It was a very exciting day. She has really good taste. Super, super happy about that. Okay, but because it's a point, I'm like, I let it sit on the cards that it's like, oh, maybe I could use this as a pendulum. Maybe that's the perfect plan. I love that. Also, the title, I just looked and it was 444 on the time. The title of this video, interesting, right? What the f am I talking about? The castle. Well, to be honest, I don't know yet. I think it'll come through eventually, a deeper meaning perhaps. because I always look for deeper meanings in life. But all day, I've been thinking about aliens. All day, every day. I dream about aliens, okay? I was thinking about it, so I guess it's like not necessarily space royalty, but whatever, like maybe a castle in the sky or something, I don't know. But then I was watching this show about aliens. God, just laying it on thick, you know what I mean? Spooky, moldy over here. So I'm watching the show about aliens. And Homegirl is working at a place with castle in the name. And then I'm listening to a Taurus tarot reading, 5555. Right before I started this, and he brought up the castle, a castle analogy. I don't even remember. Minopod Tarot, I think that's. I love him. He's a Pisces, I think, but just really a great reader that I watch on YouTube. And his reading just now that I watched from 2 days ago. Sometimes I like listening to tarot before I do tarot readings. Is that weird? It was like, I guess, and then the song, The Castle, I did listen today as well. And I do not listen to that song every day, despite popular or former beliefs. So it just, push came to shove, and I was like, okay, I think there's something to this castle business. Came up like 3 or 4 times today. Let's see what that's about. And so far we have not seen what it's about, because I just got here. Welcome to the shit show. I'm your host, piece of shit. That was really funny. I don't necessarily truly think of myself as a piece of shit. More of an asshole. Full of shit, you know what I mean? But, it was a good bit, right? It was a good bit. I know I've got weed. So, let's get started, shall we? Please ignore my fucking sniffles. It's driving me absolutely banacanators. Okay? It truly is. Sorry, I shouldn't be slamming stuff. That's rude. Do you like my constellations, though? Cool, right? Are you ready to tell spooky stories in the dark? Got my roommate with that one by accident the other day. I have this really weird habit of, like, literally for some reason, like, I turn off the bathroom light before I open the door. I think the level of paranoia I'm on is actually intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Like, being prepared for anything. So I always turn the light off, like, before I exit the bathroom. And this particular time I was holding my phone like this, just face up, light on. I'm not thinking about it, because this is just all motions. But I open the door, my roommate's coming down the hallway, and so he just, like, hears the door, looks over, it's pitch black, except for, like, my glowing face like this, and he's, like, kind of like, I wouldn't say he screamed, but he got a little jumped, and was like, what are you doing to me? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm just coming out the bathroom, and he's, like, looking like that, like, being spooky. It's like, okay, good point, it is a weird habit, isn't it? To just be, like, kind of backwards order of operations. Don't you think? Should see how I eat a hot dog. Anyways, I like the middle part the best. Just makes most sense. Most toppings. Healing bells. Lots of healing needs to be done. We have been talking about the inner child basically all summer. I feel like Cancer season is when the conversation really started about that. I think a lot of us noticed that we were a little more wounded than we maybe thought we were during Gemini season, and during Cancer season our inner child definitely came out, and Leo season was kind of about figuring out what the wounds are and beginning the healing process, and now we're implementing our practices or our healing spaces. So bear with me, I'm having a hard time breathing. So it's funny how saying the term inner child prompted someone to leave. It's not a fun conversation. It's not something everybody wants to do, and it's not something everyone believes in. And that's, I think my bond with children is knowing that they are the adults that they'll become, and knowing that the adults around them are the children they once were, and treating both accordingly. That we are this same thing simultaneously by the laws of time itself, I think. So, whatever. I'm going to say before we get too into this, I think we're going to do another little ad break so I can blow my nose one more time before I get too deep into it. So bear with me, as there may be a slight few more ad breaks this evening. I am trying to hold myself up. Wish me luck. I got this. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I do think my combination of medication from migraine, sinus relief, to Sudafed, to immuno this and that complex, blah blah blah. I think it's helping. I even took a Zyrtec, and I'm still sniffly, but it's not like coming out of me. Is that a good thing? I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I think I'm a baby about allergies. I think it's something that started affecting me more severely much later in life, or I just desensitized myself to pain to the extent that I didn't notice allergies. It's hard to say. So anyways, I do want to use this as a pendulum. It's just the perfect pendulum shape. We'll get to that. Let's look at the cards first. I will glance at the bottom of the deck. It's universal spirituality. So, what I do like to take away from the universal, I do that a lot when I say this, universal. Universal spirituality is that it's completely consistent across the board, that pretty much every culture or large grouping of people or demographic does have some sort of religious inclination of some kind, spiritual inclination of some kind. And if you cross compare notes, many of them are very alike, very much the same, inspired by each other, say the same thing in different ways. Like, universal spirituality is very prevalent in every major and minor society. And then we have Aries. Jesus, Virgo season. From Aries to Virgo season. Oh, so we're halfway through the year, right? Because Virgo is 6. So this is a checkpoint. It's about to be September. About a week into Virgo season. Virgo's the 6th sign in the zodiac calendar. So I have a hard time concentrating, y'all. So, how's the year been? How have things been since late March until now? What are you seeing progress? What is going well? What's still there? What has cleared it out for you? What has happened in these last 6 months? What's going on? And do you think that these are good things or bad things? Do you need to find your path and get back to the way you were going? Do you need to keep forging on the new path you're on? Like, do you need to build bridges or burn bridges? It's just a halfway point. And then we get to that 3/4 point where we do the calendar New Year's celebration, and we can set some resolutions. And then at the end of the zodiac year, Pisces season, we can see like where we're at with that, and then start fresh for spring. Okay? So check in with yourself. How is this year going? Understand you are halfway done with yet another one. Year of the Goddess, 2022. How are you? What's going on? What do you like? What do you dislike? What do you want more of? What do you want less of? Right? Who do you want? Who do you not want? Make lists. Be specific, It's Virgo season anyway, so getting organized, making lists, being a little bit by the book. I don't know, it's funny, I know a lot of like rebellious rule-breaking Virgos, but they are still somehow thoroughly by the book. It's how they manage to break rules. They follow all the instructions so that you can't even say anything, and then they dip out. Total Virgo energy. But before they do anything, they weigh the pros and cons. So do that. Pros and cons of how you're living, pros and cons of where you're at, just everything, You can definitely do a gratitude list because it's always good to keep up on those. I admit that I go out of my way to either think or say things I'm grateful for, and if I think them, I'll usually say it out loud. I'm grateful, or text somebody something I'm grateful for every day. I admit I don't really do a gratitude list because honestly I feel like I'm saying that I'm grateful for shit multiple times a day anyway, and if you are not on that page, then maybe a list of things you're grateful for would be a good move for you. Okay? Or just telling someone you're grateful for them. Could be anything. But beyond gratitude, what we want to also focus on this Virgo season is aptitude. We kind of want to see like how functional is this, and in what ways could it be better, right? And maybe even play with the idea of what ways it could be worse, the absolute worst case scenario, and then what you would do. That's the moon energy, right? Which is Pisces, but mutable no less. Adaptability, aptitude. We're testing the limits by running the tests. Scientific method, okay? Do not get caught in the trap of repeating and repeating and repeating and expecting different answers, right? For sure. But remember, ain't nobody gonna take you seriously if you wait all the way to Virgo season. To end, don't put these ideas into practice till Virgo season. I'm sorry, I keep saying Virgo season. You've already waited a long time to get to Virgo season without checking in with yourself or being grateful for anything or making the moves that you know you need to make. But if you need to reassess your approach or your plan, for sure do that. But if you wait so long that Virgo season ends and Libra season starts and then you want to move forward with it, then one, you were hesitant and stalling. Okay. Or two, you didn't rethink it quite enough. Right? If you are going to prolong and think, then you need more than 3 weeks. Right? And at that point, you might as well wait for Scorpio season, because Scorpio is fixed energy. It's going to go where its heart is. It is, okay, Scorpio is technically ruler of the genitals, but sometimes that's just our root chakras, right? So, I guess business endeavors, Libra season, human or romantic endeavors, Scorpio season. If you feel ready for either one during Virgo season, now's a great time to start implementing your changes and start going for your goals. But if you are still in the phase of processing, writing, organizing, then keep doing it. Okay? It might, I don't know why there's this emphasis on like not trusting anybody during Libra season. I feel like I bring it up every time I do a reading. But what other readers are bringing up is the fact that a lot of planets are going retrograde like in the next couple weeks, and so I think a lot of them will be booming in like very much deep into their retrograde during Libra season, and some of them don't even come out of it until much later in the year, but it'll be that initial momentum backwards where it's going to hit people not so hard in that first week, which is still going to be Virgo season, but in that second week on that first month, you know, it's like, woo, you know? So it's just like, be weary. People's intentions won't necessarily be bad, but you can't trust that they won't change their mind once we come out of it. Not good to make, I think, emotional decisions during retrograde. I think financial, career, whatever, just be, you know, always be skeptical no matter what time of season it is. But when it comes to like, even, you know, platonic romance, there's just something about retrograde where it's like, you know, they may be feeling that now, but in a week, 2, 3 months, they might not be feeling that anymore. So you might as well wait it out and at least get past that hump of that first month in retrograde if it's going to last a while. Because you can't hold up forever, but that's why it's like, take a pause now and move forward before Libra season, or take a very long pause, a long rest even, and don't come back out till Scorpio season. That's okay too. Not everybody's going to be patient with you though. So that's something definitely should be motivating, to try to get it together in the next 3 weeks rather than the next 3 months. The later the year gets, the more stressful it becomes, mostly with the calendar year, because you got holidays and time off and vacations or family and gifts, and it's a lot. So if you got all your personal shit sorted before that, because even Halloween's a big deal. I would just try to get all your affairs in order, boom, in the next 3 weeks. That sounds intense. I got a lot of stuff to do myself. In the next 3 weeks, hell yeah, I think I can do it. I made an album in 10 days. Of course I can get my whole to-do list done in 3 weeks. Are you kidding me? I might be like completely incompetent, physically unable to do anything for a week of those 3 weeks, but god damn it, I'm still gonna do it with 2. You can too. Okay? You can too. If I can, shit, it means I tried really hard to get it done. That's what I'll say. I'm not going to say if I can do it, you can do it, because some stuff that I do is so unique to me that I would never say that to anyone. But, listen, if I can do it, I tried really fucking hard to do whatever it is that I did. Right? Let that be the lesson. We're going to rebuild this castle brick by brick. And that's the thing, like I said, it was a reference that kept coming up today, oddly enough. It was a joke in the show I was watching. I was thinking about like intergalactic royalty today, inspired by some other alien show I was watching. I'm obsessed. I don't know, ever since X-Files, I just felt like, my people, they understand me, and I've just been trying to fill the void of not being able to watch any more X-Files. And I moved on to Roswell, and that was amazing, but it was over, so now we're on The Neighbors. Like, it's a whole thing in my life. I know. Fucking weirdo. Yeah. We get it. It's like for real. So it's cool. I'm fine. I'm on Earth. Right? Kidding. Sorry. Yeah, of course. It's a planet like any other in space. How is it any more odd that I'm here and not somewhere else? Anyways, alien royalty and stuff. Just the side plots of sci-fi running through my mind all the time. But then to see a reference to a castle, no spoilers, Neighbors Season 2, very minuscule side plot. Somebody gets a job at Castle Tacos. That's what makes it so funny. It wasn't even anything to do with aliens. It was a very human aspect. And then the tarot reading that I was listening to right before I started. Minnow Pond guy. The Minnow Pond Tarot, I think. He's so sweet. He's just a little sweetie. He was talking about a castle in the Taurus reading. Like, I don't even remember what the analogy was, but I needed a title for this stream, and so I was just like, fuck it, I'll go with the castle. And yeah, I listened to that song today. I listened to that song earlier today. I listened to a lot of those songs today. But in the song The Castle, it says that the castle can never be rebuilt again in a way. Away, right? Away. Because I think the point is not to rebuild what was broken, but to realize that the reason something breaks down is so that it can be rebuilt into something better, stronger, and with more foundation and more material and stronger barriers, even boundaries, if you will, a moat, a drawbridge, guys at the top, whatever you gotta do. The point is not to rebuild something for it to be the same. If it was meant to be that way, it would have never broken. It would have never been broken. So, new angles, new methods. Like I said, it's Virgo season. Try to, hermit energy. That's the Virgo is hermit in tarot. Looking within for your own answers. Becoming independent. Whatever it is. Whichever two of you, I actually know who one of them is, so. I was thinking about, this is random. I feel like I'm not talking to anybody, so I'm just saying whatever the fuck I want or whatever comes to mind, quite honestly. In a way, I feel like I'm stalling just in case anybody does join, because sometimes I got a real late crowd on here, and if I'm just rolling, then I'm rolling, dude. It's not a big deal. It's kind of early for my squad. So I'm killing a little time before I read you the cards. Sue me. Please don't. I have no money. You can't sue me for what? Then I got nothing. The computer that I'm looking at. Come on. Don't do that. Listen. I was thinking about my favorite albums today. I was like, if somebody asked me, like, what are my 10 favorite albums, because sometimes I love seeing lists of, like, like Miyazaki's 10 favorite films or something, and Dr. Hunter S. Thompson's 10 favorite albums. I love that. It's like, not that anybody is asking, but if they did, I wouldn't really know what to say. And then I started thinking about some of my favorite albums, and I realized what makes music good to you, right? Or like, okay, so how do you determine, a lot of people don't even have a favorite artist or a favorite band unless they're like into the cultism of it, the fandom. But I think I noticed a trend where like there were certain bands I couldn't pick one album that would make it to my top 10. And I was like, well, that's the shit to me. Like, those are my favorites then, right? if I can't even choose one album of theirs for 10 slots, then like, buddy, they're killing it. And it's so interesting, right? Because there's certain albums too that you would definitely like. Oh, okay. So, chain reaction thoughts. Certain albums you might skip a song or two, but can still regard as an overall good album, as long as there's more, right? Anyways, I just had this thought because I noticed that my Midwestern accent was coming out more than I actually sound like. That is confusing for me. With me potentially having ADHD, just because of the nature of PMDD, I know that like masking or imitating voices is like very common, and I wonder if I imitate voices so much I didn't know what my own voice sounded like until just now, or if there was a specific message I was supposed to deliver in an accent. Maybe that wasn't a Midwestern accent, but I just said album, and something else I said came out like that. And the second or third time it happened, I was like, oh no, I cannot. Uh, album. It wasn't even like that. It was so natural sounding out of my mouth. I wanted to kill myself. I shouldn't say that on fucking. I almost called it television. Jesus Christ. I am so glad that there is no echo sometimes. It's gonna be a great replay. I'm fine, you guys. It was a bad joke. But also, sometimes, spend too much time in a place can consume you. I think I've been dreaming about Wayward Pines ever since I finished the series. That was not about aliens. I kept thinking there was going to be an alien twist, and I'm sorry if I ruined it by even bringing that up, but M. Night Shyamalan and the Duffer Bros, I don't even want to get into it. Season 1 was really fucking cool. Season 2 was basically Proud Boy porn. It was fucking weird and gross. Don't think I like them overall. If you like Stranger Things, though, definitely watch it. It's only 2 seasons anyway. Duffer Bros. Hardcore Duffer Bros. Not really for me, but interesting enough to keep up with. Without further ado, I think I gotta get to these cards. Or nobody's gonna watch them, right? Just end this video and be like, dude, I wouldn't shut the fuck up. Let's just start over. It's probably not a bad idea. Although it's odd, right? Because Twitch, people are really into like the longer the stream, the better, kind of. Like, even Twitch themselves are like, we recommend you stream for at minimum 4 hours. It's like, what? 4 hours straight? Like, who wants to listen to me talk for 4 hours straight? Nobody. I've only done a really long, like 4+ hour streams a few times, because I feel like with tarot, I do talk a lot. It would be kind of nice if I was ready to use the cards. I cut the video off so people could see just the reading, right? Might do that. This is just about the castle. Let's just discuss the castle, alright? Here's the thing. If you're sitting there waiting for me to read these cards, I'm probably not going to. I'm going to end the stream and do tarot reading, and maybe even do the zodiacs. And I don't even give a fuck if anybody watches. You know what I'm saying? I had to let that go so long ago and realize that, like, even if it's one person, even if it's half a message, even if it's for me to look back upon someday when I'm no longer able to do this, then so be it. Maybe it's me talking to the ether, the universe, spirit, you know. I don't have a reason. I don't have a reason. But I found one. Ba, 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 ba. It kind of sounded like Homeward Bound, but I was singing I Found a Reason, obviously. So what do we say? Start over? Read the cards on a new stream? I don't really remember what I was talking about, but the idea of this whole castle business. Ooh, Libra. So if you got a major Libra placement looking at you, or Libra season coming up, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm waiting for someone. Maybe there's, I don't know, something about these cards, man. They've been sitting for a while. And I don't think that I'm ready to say what they want to say. Because the problem is, all I've been hearing lately is for me to be honest and speak my truth. So, like, this is always the dilemma for someone like me, I assume. But I'm only one person. And I don't really know anyone quite like me, so I can relate on some things, but not most others. And I try to speak my truth on a small scale to a person in my personal life for personal reasons, right? Try to speak my truth in the moment, face to face, when I need to say, right? But part of speaking my truth is getting the fuck out of here and acting like I got a goddamn soapbox. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, that's what readers do. But then I'm like, damn, if I can't get to these conversations in my real life, if I can't face these collisions head on, that sounded fucking terrible. Let's not go over the wood. Did y'all hear what I just said? Okay, I'm so sorry. Bless everybody who drives cars. Thank you. And people who, public transportation, people who are near cars and don't drive cars, you get it, right? Whew. Did not like that I used that phrase, so I'm not going to say it again. But if I can't do these things for myself, how can I be the one to deliver a message of truth to anyone else, right? That's a conundrum. It's like, do I practice what I preach? At the end of the day, yeah, I think so, because I at least try. And if I'm putting in the effort I need to put in, or if I do the work I need to do, and I do my end of things, then I have to know that that's enough. And I can only build a castle brick by brick. There is no other way. If you want to lay down the foundation on the other side of the castle and not talk to me until you get here, Cassie Dink, then fine. Do that. But eventually this castle will be built and things will be different. And we will have to come together and work together to make a safer fortress, basically. You know what's so crazy? People on here, they're like, yo, tell us about all this weird shit you're always talking about but not really talking about. And here's the thing. I am a Taurus Sun, Aquarius Moon, and Scorpio rising. I seem like I never shut the fuck up, and you know so much about me that you didn't even need to know, and yet why am I so mysterious? It's just who I am as a person. I don't know. It's mostly the Scorpio rising, but Aquariuses are so notoriously vague, and Tauruses honestly usually have a diabolical plot at the end of their agendas. You know, like Plan Z, take over the world. God, the amount of Tauruses that get to Plan Z is fucking frightening. I think I'm on like Plan J. You're Pisces. Oh my God. No shit. I know you're not new, but that is too funny because Pisces, my channel is Pisces. Everyone who comes and watches, I swear to God, all Pisces. It's so bizarre. And that's the only member of the zodiac I've never. Unless there was a chick that's a Pisces that I'm forgetting about. I can't remember when. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. So, crazy. No wonder I attract Pisces. Everybody wants to be my first. Too bad. I think it's a never. I think it's just never gonna happen. I'm over it. I can't stand y'all. No, I'm kidding. We're here to heal together. We are here to heal together. But that's the classic Taurus-Pisces combo. That's like the best love. I get it. That's why it's just like, because I'm vague and mysterious and Pisces is like flaky and I almost said stupid. I don't mean it though. They're not stupid. But they're the babies. Like they're the youngest. You know what I mean? So it's not stupid, but they like maybe play stupid because then people like Taurus are going to step up and be like, baby. Just baby. But the thing is, as much as I can like be friends with or love a Pisces, man, I'm not trying to baby anyone romantically. I mean, like, dominate, sure, but to baby someone, please, God, no. And I'm very affectionate, and sometimes I'm baby, and maybe that's why I would never commit to someone who's just baby. But, like, goddamn, it's such a vibe. It's such a vibe. Such a vibe. Like, in the way that's not a vibe for me. But, like, I totally, totally get it. I totally get it. That's why my fucking channel's flooded with Pisces all the time. They're like, I need somebody to tell me how it is, but also tell me that they love me and maybe say, you are really pretty, Cassie Dink. I'm sorry. Sometimes I go too hard. I go too hard. That's another thing the weed is for. Yeah, dude. But I bet as a Taurus mom, having a Pisces kid is like licks. They're like, they're gonna need me for fucking ever. Like, hopefully, very symbiotic relationship. Yeah, so cute. Love that for you. I have a mutable fire mom. There's only one mutable fire sign, and I only have one mom, so it's like often bestie vibes, but man, she's extremely responsible, you know what I mean? For being like a wild card. The mutables are all wild cards, right? Love that. Because you're mutable. Your mom's fixed. I'm fixed. My mom's mutable. So I love that for us. Yeah, yeah. It's such a vibe. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. Like, people sit here and ask, oh, can I get a personal reading? Like, bro, there's 4 people here and one of them is sleeping. Like, I'll just be honest. Oh, Twitch, are you gonna come fight me on the one extra view I have? I have 4 views. Leave me the fuck alone. You have? Cool. Whatever. Whoever shows up definitely was just meant to be here, you know? And so any message, like, it's a small crowd. And even if it's not, there's probably stuff going on outside of you that you need to hear about if you don't feel like you got a damn near personal message from my readings. Especially because that is the thing. Sometimes you're not doing anything wrong. It's the people around you. So if you're listening to a reading and it's like, I don't know what the fuck this is talking about, it might be talking about someone in your life. It might be talking about someone you're dealing with or what someone else is going through. So always be mindful of that. I'm sorry, I just wanted to see what the ball would look like lit up with the constellations. And honestly, if you could see the fucking table, holy shit, dude. I'm not about to move my camera. Best I can do is take a picture of it and share it to Instagram. And if you follow my Instagram, you can look at my story and you can see this picture. Because, homie, this is so fucking rad, dude. I'm sorry, I got this shamefully at Five Below, but also these are broke times, okay? And I was there to get like a fucking loofah or whatever, and sometimes I do need to just treat myself, even if I am in a broke phase of life, okay? It's not that big of a deal. So I bought this light, and like maybe I shouldn't have because the world is ending and whatnot. Right, okay, thank you. I'm glad I don't have to sit here and continuously defend myself. Even though I forever will. Because sometimes, I don't know about anybody else, but when I'm overly explaining or defending myself, it's because I'm trying to convince myself that it's okay. It's not always all about you. Whoa. Dude, my friend Polyvinyl Chloride, super sexy drag queen, Gemini King. Absolutely love her. Makes really cool, weird, I would almost say shoegaze, but they call it maybe new wave. I don't know. Super dope though. Um, Hosts bingo and a whole bunch of stuff in New York City. Just absolutely love her. Polyvinyl chloride. I was serious. Look, this is the reflection of this thing with my bong on top of it. How cool is that? Yeah. At IL Mistakes if you need to see it in person. This is for all my haters. What? Why did that even come out of my mouth? I couldn't not tell you. I am literally so dumb sometimes. I'm not, though. I don't know why anybody would ever say that to themselves. They shouldn't. Nobody is like dumb. Tragic that we don't just think it's okay to talk to ourselves and each other like that. And it's hard because I do come from the Midwest, and it's almost like affectionate to hate on somebody. And like when we hang out and go to parties, okay, so I've lived in a few places, right? And I would say, very brief party assessment, I'm not a superstar. I was thinking about the term antisocial earlier, literally today, because I'm like, why can I be so social and talk to anybody about anything forever, as long as it's not just like small talk and you're trying to suck energy out of me? I will do this. Been talking to myself for a better part of this 45 minutes. But like, I am very picky about when I socialize. And there are times of my month when I become antisocial. And so I am very delicate during the times I am social, because I want it to be something I miss when I'm feeling like I need to isolate myself based on my PMDD moods, basically. So I don't like the phrase antisocial. I'm not against socializing, but sometimes I'm incapable, unable to socialize, right? Um, and it's little things like that start to trigger through your brain, where it's like, damn, why do we say antisocial? Like, that's so rude. Like, oh, this person, they don't know how to talk to anybody. They don't like going to parties. They're antisocial. Okay, maybe they still want to be social, but they want to go to an ice cream social, bitch. It's not all about parties. So, granted, I don't think I've been to a ton of parties, but I guess it depends on who you ask, because actually I probably have been to so many parties in my life. And one thing I will say is I like sitting in the corner, and if somebody has the gall to approach me, I'll give them the time of day, usually, unless I really don't like them, I'll shut it down real quick. Totally agree. I want to be there. I don't want to be bothered. I love going to shows and stuff by myself, because I've been single most of my life. I just prefer not to be in relationships. That's why all my relationships are pretty non-fucking traditional. And even inconsistent, because it's just really not my thing. I love being independent. But also, I love being in love. That's why you need to get yourself a Gemini, you know what I'm saying? Such a fun, fucking crazy ride. I love it. And Geminis are extremely social and will talk to fucking anybody. So it's like, definitely a different vibe, but sometimes it's not the opposites attract, they complement each other. That's so funny, because earlier when I was saying Pisces attracts the nurturing types like Taurus, I almost said Taurus and Aries, but I did not know any Aries Pisces combos to reference. So it's really funny you said that, because I was hesitant to say Aries, but it was you who was making that a thing. I love that. Because those are the first two signs in the zodiac. We're the oldest. Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. And Cancer, I guess, if you like just group the fours, you know. We're like the oldest siblings. So we know how everything has been. We know what we're supposed to be doing. We like know how to keep things in order. That's probably why your mom and your sister have like a different bond, where they're like more like on the go and doing stuff, and you and your mom are more like emotional bond, but you and your sister also are emotional bond. You bring the emotion into the bonds. They don't have the same kind of emotional bond with each other. It's way more functional than that, no offense. Cardinal, fixed, yeah. But that's why I love Pisces, is because they are so sappy and emotional, and I don't think they understand that I have literally, for me, with emotions, the limit does not exist. It doesn't, I just love it. If someone wants to express their emotions to me, I don't even care what the emotions are. Unless I'm like triggered. Sometimes I'm triggered by anger and stuff. But on like a normal day, a good day, a me day, I love emotional bullshit. So once again, the Pisces stuff, but then they're like, oh no, I shared my feelings, I must run away. And I feel like the toxic Pisces will dump a bunch of information on you and then just stop speaking to you altogether. And it's like, bro, do you realize that's like slightly emotionally traumatic for people? And you're just a dick at that point. Like, you are an asshole, even if you think you're doing the right thing by being embarrassed and running away from your feelings. Like, you don't get to just pass them off to someone else and say, cool, I'm not going to work with you to fix this or anything. I'm just going to go. What? Bye. Don't come back. But they always do. It's a Pisces. They're swimming. They're like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Oh, hi. Okay, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And then they come back up. Oh my God. It's like, it's not even games, bro. They're literally, this is the most horrible thing I could have said, and it's what popped into my mind. Why? I don't know. Yeah, it's annoying. I mean, it's the fish, right? It's fucking super irritating. Especially because I'm take the bull by the fucking horns, right? And I'm like, face it head on. My Mercury is in Aries, bro. But my Mars is in Pisces. So if I ever get in a fight with a Pisces, we're both sitting in other separate rooms, pretending to be mad and actually just crying about it. Cute. Cute. You ever get in a fight with your mom and you walk in on each other bawling? Just kidding. She's a Taurus, not necessarily a Mars and Pisces, but I could just see that happening. Ripping Pisces to shreds. I should just change the fucking title, bro. Yeah, I'd get that way too sometimes, but I definitely am a crier. It's partially the hormones, but partially because I'm in touch with my emotions and my Mars is in Pisces. So Mercury in Aries is like me running my mouth, kind of crazy, like ready to fucking fight. My Mars in Pisces is like, I'm gonna be a little petty, throw a little shade, and then cry about it until they ask me what's wrong, and then pour my heart out and make sure this fight ends. And my bestie, also an Earth Sun, her fucking Mars is in Cancer, and she's exactly the same way. So we like do the same thing anytime something happens, which is pretty much anytime I'm about to get my period, because like it's so much fun having PMDD. I think everyone hates me. And so we are the same way. Where for like 2 seconds it's petty, and then it's, I'm so sorry. What did I do? I'm so sorry I did that. You know? What Mars waters? Oh, that overly feminine energy ruling your war planet. Oh, it's beautiful. Where's your Mars? Do you know? Dude, you're the only one here. I don't give a fuck about these cards. You should definitely look up your birth chart. This is your night, Cassie Dick. I don't give a fuck. If you want me to pull a deck out, by the way, um, like I said, it's always general, but it'll obviously be very personal for you. Um, we can run through the decks. Look up your chart. I'm gonna run a quick ad break. Come back to me with your Mars or just the whole thing. Fuck it, we ball. Remember earlier when I was doing weed ASMR. Oh my god, your Mars is in that is, are you serious? That is literally so fucking cute. I called it. We just start crying. We're just like, fuck fighting. Why are we fighting? At first it's like, fine, I'll get my revenge. I'll show you. I'm gonna boss up and blah blah blah. Hey, I hope you are too. We are literally not doing shit. What's up? Are you also a Pisces? We're not really. Thank you. Were you just listening to me bitch this whole time and you're like concerned? Or is this just like genuine random? I don't think I know you, Carousel. Lurasil. You're deaf, except deaf, not a Pisces. Amen to that. I don't know. It's something that it comes up. I know. I'm sorry, sweetie. We are trying to heal. Okay, that's what these are for. Oh, hello. Thank you for coming. So what is your sign? I do tarot on this channel, but sometimes it's just like a vibe. 5. 55 minutes, 55 seconds, and 5 viewers. I love that for us. We are all meant to be here. And then 3 people are like, yeah, no, I'm out. This bitch is culty. Yeah, I'm a Taurus. Of course I am. You're the complete opposite of Pisces. Like on the wheel? Or what would that be? Virgo? 6 and 12? Oh, okay. Ooh. Opposite of Pisces. I feel like that's something a Scorpio would say, but Scorpios are also little crybabies. Yeah, good point. Aries is a very good guess. In which case, I would take a Pisces over an Aries. I'm just kidding. Maybe not always. It depends. Wow. I sometimes do say that same thing because I don't really hate any sign and I will literally give anyone a chance. But because I will give anyone a chance, it's like, yep, they continuously disappoint, and it's usually Aries and Pisces. So, Carousel, you got to tell us your sign before we get too deep because we're just getting to know each other. And apparently it's a roast tonight, so... Oh, I love Geminis, you lucky bitch. I love Geminis. And you are not the opposite of Pisces. Y'all are like the same. You're like besties. But Gemini's more in their head and Pisces more in their heart. You guys are both mutables. I admit that Gemini being air is masculine and Pisces being water is feminine. So not total opposites, but not really that opposite. Very much similar energy. Because just like the Pisces is the just keep swimming, hi, and then this way, bye. Or whatever the fuck. Gemini's the same way. The wind blows and they're in a new direction. Okay? My partner is a Gemini. And let me tell you. Hobbies, man. I mean, listen. All mutables have addictive personalities. And I am really grateful that Gemini gets addicted to random shit instead of like drugs or gambling or something scary, dangerous. And they just are like, I am really interested in this right now. And then it's like, good for you. Go with it, like, cool, I love that. And then like 2-3 weeks later it's like something else. Yeah you're like really into it right now, but then you're gonna be really into like, who knows what, you don't know what. That's part of the excitement. You're not chasing the dragon, you're just like chasing, what do you even call that, chasing the dice. No, because it sounds like gambling. That's the high, is like new knowledge. You're like chasing knowledge, just way better than drugs. But it can be irritating because I am like more like trying to master my craft, but I also am a jack of all trades, so I kind of get having simultaneous hobbies more than this. And it's weird because then everybody thinks that I'm the linear one, being the fixed Taurus, when really Gemini is so much more linear about it because they go in order of things. But I'm like trying to simultaneously do 5 things at once. More like 6 or 7. Possibly 8. Your moon is in Virgo, you selfish ass bitch. Oh my god. I've said bitch like twice in the past 2 minutes, and I've been trying not to use cuss words, so both y'all are probably running your mouths. Been saying somebody's a bitch? No. Honeys, it's use the bitch. It's mutable season. It's Virgo season. Virgo is a mutable sign. Gemini, Pisces, and Sagittarius are the other mutable signs, and y'all are the most stubborn people I have ever met in my life. Tell us. Tell us the big four. It's all mutable, probably. I'm triple fixed, and my brother's triple fixed, and we have the same moon and rising, but my mom's triple mutable. So fucking funny, bro. It's literally hilarious. I love it. Oh my god, I'm Aquarius moon, and a fixed rising, and Cancer and Venus is cute, I think. That's not bad. People don't like that. People are intimidated by your success. People are literally intimidated by the person that you are because they cannot understand you when really they don't realize that you're being very honest, super transparent, and very altruistic and humanitarian. Aquarius moon placements are literally so about other people. It's crazy. And all anybody ever says about Aquarius is that, oh, emotional detachment. Not true. What do you mean? It's emotionless delivery. It's not emotional detachment. It is emotionless delivery. They can pour their whole feelings out, but they don't sound sappy, they're not crying, and you think like they're detached from it. They're just not displaying it. The fact that they can compute it enough the Aquarius, they're like aliens or robots, but it's because they're so late in the zodiac. And Pisces is like a more developed, emotionally in tune version of Aquarius and still has those robotic movements or those alienation patterns, right? So, listen, Dana fucking Scully is a bitch and I hate her. However, Gillian Anderson, oh, mommy, I love Gillian Anderson, and she is an Aquarius moon. I'm an Aquarius moon. My brother's an Aquarius moon. My bestie's an Aquarius moon. My Kate Bush is not mine. I wish she was my anything. Kate Bush, also an Aquarius moon. Britney Spears, an Aquarius moon. Marilyn Monroe, an Aquarius. Gemini Sun, Aquarius moon. So, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's one of the greatest placements in the world. I do. This was supposed to be a roast, and then you just laid on like some of my all-time favorite placements: Gemini Sun, Aquarius Moon, and honestly, Leo Rising just makes you cute. Probably have really good hair and a nice even skin tone. You know, at Cancer Venus, you would not be my romantic partner. That's for sure. But my bestie is Gemini Sun, Aquarius Moon, also, and fixed rising. Come to think of it, so. No, that Cancer Venus makes you very romantically revolting to me, but the other three placements are bangers, bro. Bangers, absolute bangers. Me too. It is my all-time least favorite placement in my whole chart. I don't even mind running my mouth because as Taurus, I'm the throat, because every part of the zodiac is a different part of the body. But the chakra you're ruled by isn't necessarily correlated with the body part you're ruled by. But my Venus and Mercury is in Aries, and my Venus in Aries is my all-time least favorite because I don't live fast, die young, but I love hard, break fast. You know, like, I hate it. I'm like always trying to get my new kicks. That's why I literally said 10, I don't know, proverbial 10 minutes ago that I did not like being in relationships. That's my Venus in Aries. I love falling in love. But then you get your fucking heart kicked around. You get embarrassed by people. You get humiliated because you put your heart on your sleeve and nobody else did. But you shake that shit off and leave. And then they come back and they're like, now I'm ready for your love. And it's like, bitch, I already gave it to you. The fuck, bro? Like 300% of the time, I give people 6 motherfucking chances because I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't give a fuck. Let's see if it changed yet. Nope. All right, I'm gonna keep it in my notes. I don't hold grudges. I don't know why. Well, it's okay. There's stuff I remember that I really hate that I hold on to or remember at all. But they are receipts, not grudges. I never hold things against someone, but if I'm starting to tank mentally and somebody triggers me in a way that it's like, it gives me flashbacks because I have a photographic memory. And so my brain will search for reasons to hate somebody or to convince myself that someone hates me. It's PMDD. It fucking sucks. And so things like that will come up in my mind. But I'm far from holding grudges. Far from holding grudges. I don't know why Taurus is strapped with that, just because like we set pretty firm boundaries and we will remember shit. I'll still give you another chance. I will still forgive you for that. I will still allow you to win me over once more. You can ask anybody in my life has been in my life 6 fucking times over. Sometimes you gotta stop talking to people and you get back together and it's like, hey, I'm sorry we stopped talking. I needed a break and didn't know how to say it. Cool, cool. Not a big deal. I'm far from a grudge holder. It's a weird, I don't get that. Maybe an unevolved Taurus. Maybe I'm evolving as a person. Because I think maybe I was more grudgy before. But again, the PMDD is very disorienting. And before I knew what it was, you can imagine that it was like impossible to recover from it every week. Because I had no idea what was happening. And each week is like a different version, different layer of hell. Every day is kind of. So I got this idea. I don't know if I should talk about this. I'm working on a book about this topic because I also think that my spirituality, like 5,000%, comes from this PMDD blood sacrifice that I do every month for my whole life. I mean, did I choose this? In some regard, perhaps. Like, I don't know. That's what they say, right? So I was thinking, Persephone was like, yo, Hades, please save my mother's crops, or whatever the fuck that was about. I'll come hang with you for 6 months out of the year. And he was like, okay. Sounds kind of nice. I don't really want to be with anyone full time. So many people in the underworld. Why would you commit to just one? Right? So I'm like, yo, Hades, better deal. I'll come down half the month. Like, yeah, cool. Do that. Listen, what's not the better deal? Because then you don't realize that going down, you feel that, and then being down there, you feel that, and then coming up, you feel that, and then after, you have to recover. So it's like a solid 2 weeks. You only get 4 in a month. So it's like, goddamn. It just eats it up. Nobody knows why this happens. I think maybe Persephone, but I'll talk about that in the book that I am writing, but I only get so many good days. It's very hard to get things done in a timely manner, especially with the element of self-sabotage that comes with the paranoid thoughts and other horrendous behaviors caused by PMDD, which has no cause, which means it has no cure. It's super fun. Super fun. This is when I become liquid. These are my good days when I'm like, whew, man, I just came out of the thick of it. Oh, hey, how's everybody doing? A lot worse since you talked to me last week. Sure, yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, no, I get that. It's hard out here for a simp. When all of a sudden you boss up like a pimp, That was a little distracting, but you said, like, I'm hella depressed, and it's like, I get that I'm depressed every other fucking weekend. Not funny, but true. So, yeah. It's a rambly night. Talk about the castle. Oh, I have a pendulum, though, if you want to ask yourself yes or no questions. Just don't tell me the questions. And we can do the pendulum, because I have this necklace. My niece is not even 3 yet, and I took her to the store. Well, I met up with her and her mom at the store, and she picked some stuff out for her mom's birthday. It was so cute, and I picked out this necklace for myself, but she picked out some stones. She'd just go and grab like a handful, and I'd put a few back and keep a few, like, depending on what it was. So she picked out a stone, and when she saw it, she said, "Oh, it's your ice cream necklace." Like, yes, baby, my ice cream necklace. So cute. So I want to use it as a pendulum, to be honest. Do we want to do any yes or no questions? I know, dude. She's the freaking best. We actually made a song together. If you ever want to listen to it, you can find it on Bandcamp or my website, which is just illymilly.com. I made this cover album, and me and my niece have been hanging out since she was like a wee babe, probably 6 months old when we met, because I was in another state during the pandemic, and we've always watched music videos. One of her earliest favorites was My Girls by Animal Collective, so she's cool as fuck, right? So I taught her Flaming Lips song, Froggies, because it's really simple. The words are really cute. It's about frogs. She thinks the video is great for some reason, even though it's super weird. So we made a song, and I asked her, what her name was, and she knows her name. Obviously, she's like almost 3, talking full sentences. She's been known her name. And I was like, okay, what do you want your name on the album to be? And she just said, Mommy! I was like, okay. So, the song, of course, is Froggies, featuring Screaming Mommy and Ja, or Dream. Dream is his artist name, Ja is his baby name. It's her Ja. And she thinks Ja's in the music video. That real one, Froggies, came out in 1992, and he was born after that, so she thinks he's in a music video for some reason, and I just don't. I tell her a lot. I'm really honest with this kid, and for some reason, I can't bring myself to tell her that it's not him. He's a white man, baby. I don't even know. So, it's super cute. But my laptop's dying, so I gotta plug it in. I will BRB. Yeah, no, I can't. And then one day she's gonna grow up and be like, "Damn, you fucking assholes! Why didn't anybody tell me?" Um, yeah, I love that. So listen, I'm about to roll an ad because I'm gonna put my laptop in. Hopefully, it doesn't die while I'm rambling. Think about your questions. You can write them down. We'll start with 5 yes or no's, and we'll do the pendulum, get the answers, and then maybe do other questions. I don't know. I have some pendulums that are for yes or no questions and some that are for more decisive manners. So I guess it's up to you if you want a yes or no question or a this or that question, but just describe one option as the no and one option as the yes, so that if I say yes or no, then you know which way to go. We can say left or right, you know what I mean? So if you need to physically write it down, you'll have approximately 60 seconds to figure that out. If you think you could do it mentally, all I ask is that you don't put it in the chat, because I just don't like to know the questions. I don't think you get as authentic of answers. So I'm going to go before this computer dies. Think about your questions, and we'll play with the pendulum when I return. Sorry, I needed to grab some water as well. No, it literally said you're not supposed to put it in the chat. I was like, do not put it here. Write it down or think it. You're not supposed to tell me. Now you gotta ask something else or reword your question. Not to me. I don't want to know. It's like the whole gang. Pisces. Just kidding. The baby. No, I love it. Stop. Okay, I'm gonna let everybody take another minute. Not a whole minute, obviously. Yes, I do love y'all. I really do love a Pisces, but sometimes it's like, man, you like too dumb. Fuck. Um, God, I got myself into just so many weird, random messes with so many different fucking Pisces for no fucking reason. Other than maybe they're shy and scared and just weird. But, it's funny to think that, yes, they're just not that, they're just babies. It's like not their fault, but oh my god, do you ever grow up? Just kidding, that's mutable energy in general, where it's like, man, y'all are really serious about that forever young stuff, aren't you? I was born old. I don't know if I can relate. And that's the thing, Virgo is a mutable sign, and they're like such old souls, but they look young forever. It's like an eternal curse for them to be so youthful and beautiful looking and feel like old people inside, you know? Oh man, I got Peter Pan syndrome. I talk a big game. It's probably because my birth was during the transition from Aquarius moon to Pisces moon. So like, I'm like, nah, I wouldn't even say technically I'm a Pisces moon, but my official birth time, according to a doctor, is like 0.05 degrees in Pisces. No, I'm an Aquarius moon. Fuck off. I wouldn't have had my birth time wrong my whole life if I wasn't meant to be an Aquarius moon, you know what I'm saying? But no, I definitely big Peter Pan vibes, bro. Like, I'm terrible. Look at me. Like, how old do you think I am genuinely if you don't already know? You're like, damn, I didn't even consider it because at one end you have this like weird ancient beauty and wisdom. And at this other end, look at what the fuck you are wearing. I don't know. Oh, look at your lighting, bro. Look at the way you talk. Look at the way you talk. Yeah. Look at it. Look at it. You know, big Peter Pan vibes over here. Thanks. No, I'm older than that. I don't know if you were lowballing just to be polite. No, I am older than that. Crazy though, because I feel pretty much 26, if not 19. That's the thing, because PMDD eats half my month every month. I feel like I've only lived for half the amount of time I've been alive. It seems like, because I've been dealing with it for like over 20 years, you know. And so it's like, oh, I just like only really lived for 10 of them and was like on the verge of death for the other half. Great. No, I love that. At least it's split up. It's not like a straight 10 years. You know, it's just every 2 weeks. I am the same age as the album that Froggies is on, because that's why I chose to cover that album of all music that I could have made. I covered Hit to Death in the Future Head by the Flaming Lips because we're the same age. But I was born in April and the album came out in August. So. Alright, now that the questions are no longer in the chat. Oh, you need to send one more message and then it won't be in the chat. LOL. Hilarious. We're rethinking of our questions for the pendulum. Sometimes I like to set a base of yes or no questions. But I feel like any question, like there is no true fact and the pendulum knows that. Like if I were to say, is the sky blue? Like technically no. The sky is a ton of different colors. We see that like every single day. It's like not even blue right now. And if you weren't on this planet, it wouldn't be blue. So like you can't just, there is no validating yes or no question to set the pendulum. Like sometimes I do with like, when I'm channeling the deceased, I can easily say something personal to somebody. But when it comes to yes or no questions, I can't really. I can't even ask the pendulum my name. I got like 1,600 fucking thousand names. I got so many names. But if you don't can start calling me Earl, I swear to fucking God. What? I'll do right by you until you do call me Earl, because I am concerned about clearing my karma in this lifetime. Thank you very much. My fucking name is Earl. LOL. When's her birthday? You're my ride or die tonight, so we can definitely pull out the Halloween Oracle. I don't really like doing like personal channels on here, except for to establish like a belief system, a system of trust, where if I talk to, like, I don't know you, you know, you are a screen name. I know that you're a Pisces. I don't even know your birthday. The less I know, the better. So if I were to say something personal to, I don't even need to know all that, but she's a Scorpio. Nice, nice, nice. I love Scorpios. My niece is a Scorpio. So I like to establish like a standard, but in general, I don't like to do personal readings at all. But with the dead people, it can be really personal, you know? So if you're down to clown a little bit, probably shouldn't have said that about your grandma, but I am in Juggalo territory. Boop, boop. Um, we can definitely pull out the Halloween Oracle if you want. I might end this stream and start a new one once we get to the tarot, because I just feel like for people to watch the reruns. But then again, if we're just talking to your grandma, who gives a fuck if anybody tunes in and watches it at the way end? I'll probably end it and do another reading with just these cards. Yeah, we'll just throw in the Halloween Oracle. Plus, I'm already using the pendulum. I just feel like, okay, if you're trying to watch my videos and you just want to listen to me talk, I'd be so fucking flattered.